Grab your cowboy hats, hold on to your boots, and get ready, because we're diving into one of the most compelling character arcs this show has ever seen. Today, we're talking about none other than Kayce Dutton, the conflicted son, devoted husband, and the guy who seems to carry the weight of the entire Dutton family drama on his shoulders. But here's the big question: has Kayce finally discovered his true purpose on Yellowstone? This season, his storyline has taken a sharp turn, and we're here to unpack it all. So buckle up, because this ride is going to be as wild as a Montana stampede. Let's talk about where we are in Yellowstone Season 5. Things have gone completely haywire after the shocking death of John Dutton. I mean, who saw that coming, right? Kevin Costner's departure from the show shook the entire foundation of Yellowstone. John's absence has left a massive hole not just in the Dutton family but across Montana. And right at the heart of all this chaos, Kayce Dutton. He's stuck in a predicament that could tear him apart. On one hand, he's loyal to his family, but on the other, he's fiercely protective of his wife Monica and their son Tate. Oh, and let's not forget about Beth and Jamie's never-ending sibling warfare. Kayce is caught between Beth's relentless drive for revenge and Jamie's cunning schemes. It's a battlefield, folks, and Kayce is right in the middle of it. Let's break this down a bit more. In the episode titled The Apocalypse of Change, and can we just pause for a second to appreciate how intense these episode names are? Monica warns Tate that they'll have to fight to keep Kayce from drifting away. Why? Because Kayce has thrown himself into his work. And here's the kicker: Kayce isn't just working for the sake of working. He's trying to piece together whether Jamie had any involvement in John's death. This puts him in a nearly impossible position. On one side, you've got Beth, who's practically foaming at the mouth to take Jamie down. On the other side, you've got Jamie swearing up and down that he's innocent. What's a guy to do? The latest episode, 353, finally brings Jamie and Kayce face to face. And oh man, the tension is off the charts. Jamie swears he had nothing to do with their father's murder, but Kayce? He's not buying it, at least, not entirely. Kayce's instincts kick in, and he decides to investigate on his own. And this, my friends, is where things get really interesting. Now let's take a step back and talk about Kayce's journey throughout the series. From day one, Kayce has been the black sheep of the Dutton family. He struggled with his role on the ranch, his relationship with John, and his duties as a father and husband. But what if all that struggle was leading him to this moment? In 353, we see glimpses of a new Kayce, one who's channeling his past experiences as a Navy SEAL. Remember that intense scene from Season 2 where he tells John, "Soldiers don't tell war stories anymore, Dad." It's clear that Kayce's time in the military shaped him in ways we're only just beginning to understand. Enter Cade McPherson, a newcomer played by Jake McLaughlin. Cade and Kayce served together back in the day, and their reunion is sparking something fresh in Kayce's storyline. Could this be the start of a new chapter for him? One where he uses his military training not just for the Duttons, but for something bigger? Here's what's so exciting about this potential new direction for Kayce. Over the seasons, we've seen him act as a livestock agent, tracking down cattle rustlers and handling ranch-related disputes. But what if he took those skills and applied them in a broader context? In 353, we see Kayce tapping into his investigative side. He's piecing together clues, relying on his instincts, and channeling that inner soldier we know is still there. And let me tell you, it's thrilling to watch. Imagine this: Kayce as a full-time investigator, solving mysteries, uncovering corruption, and maybe even taking down market equities from the inside. It's a role that feels right for him, a way for him to honor his past while carving out a future that makes sense for him and his family. Plus, let's be real, Luke Grimes absolutely nails those intense, brooding scenes. Can you picture him in a gritty spin-off series? Because I sure can. But hold on, because it's not just about Kayce's potential career change. His relationships with Monica and Tate are still at the core of his story. Monica is understandably worried about losing her husband to this mission. And Tate? He's growing up fast and starting to form his own opinions about the Dutton legacy. If Tate decides he wants to take over the ranch someday, that's going to add a whole new layer of complexity to Kayce's decisions. Will he fight to keep the ranch out of Jamie's hands? Will he put his own dreams aside to support his son? These are the kinds of questions that make Kayce's storyline so compelling. So, where do we go from here? As we inch closer to the end of Yellowstone, it feels like Kayce's story is building toward something big. Whether it's solving John's murder, protecting his family, or finding a new purpose as an investigator, one thing is clear: Kayce Dutton is stepping into the spotlight like never before. And honestly, it's about time. For too long, Kayce has been sidelined, his storylines overshadowed by the larger-than-life drama of characters like Beth and Jamie. But now, with John gone, there's a chance for Kayce to rise to the occasion and become the central figure he was always meant to be. Alright, folks, that's a wrap on today's deep dive into Kayce Dutton's journey on Yellowstone. What do you think? Has Kayce finally found his true purpose? And where do you see his story going next? Let me know in the comments below. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update on all things Yellowstone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Yeehaw!